was science, physics. Application of that law of gravity for the aeroplanes, for the trains, for the cars and various things, that is the application, technology. So, unless we have intelligence, we cannot apply it. So, applied intelligence becomes the wisdom in life. But when the intelligence is not applied, it becomes erudition and scholarship. And when intelligence is converted into erudition and scholarship, it becomes intellectual approach. And intellectual people justify intelligently how I am miserable is natural. See? One lady scolded me. You all the time say, be happy, be happy, be happy, get married and show, be happy. So she must have been intellectual, isn't it? Every question need not be replied. So I told her, you suffer because of only one person, only one husband and wife. I suffer because of many husbands and wife. See, they get married and trouble me. Swamiji, why my husband is like that? Did I tell you to get married to him? See, you get married and trouble me. See, so suffer yourself silently. Live in the present is the only way that we can walk the spiritual path. Any more question?
How it is possible to live always in present? Like say for example, if you are going to do some lecture, and you don't find that lecture good enough for you, or you go for watching movie and you don't like movie, and obviously your mind will not remain in the present. So basically, like I know that living in present is always helpful, but in many instances, if I don't get interested, I cannot remain in the present. I always go in future. And second thing is that as a responsible person in your family or in your society, you require some planning. Now, it is not a worry of the future; it is the planning of the future. So it is not required at all, or what you suggest?
See, first of all, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary person is this. Ordinary person does what he likes. Okay? Extraordinary person likes what he is supposed to do. Yes. Suppose you are supposed to smile with your wife. Supposed to. And therefore you smile. Then you are extraordinary husband. And you are an extraordinary person, or rather you are an ordinary person, that whomsoever you like, you go and only talk to them and avoid others. Then you are an ordinary person. Means, in short, let our personal likes and dislikes do not influence our performance in life. There are many times people ask us questions. See, one example I'll tell you. One lady asked me this question. She read in a newspaper that such and such Swami from South India got married to his disciple who was 22 years younger than him. So that news she brought to me. Swamiji, what you have to say? I read it and kept it. No, I want your opinion. I said, Amma, if you have come with a proposal for me, I am sorry. See, how you interact. You can scold her, you can say, yeah, no business, why worry? See, what is important is that our peace of mind should not be disturbed. Now, regarding the future, I have never said don't plan future. Did I say never plan future? But after you have planned your life, then you live your plan. And if there is the requirement of any alteration, etc., do it accordingly. See?
How to plan it? You should fix some time. There is a big.
Yes, see, planning is also a work in the present. Like, I have come over here. Now, this I planned. Then only I am here. So I planned it and forgot about it. Now if you ask me what is my next program, I do not know. I had to myself see my diary, where I had to go next time. Now what is the topic? Therefore they give this paper. They know. I don't know what I had to talk. So this is how many, this is what you have to talk. Okay, now start. See? Therefore plan. Don't worry. And how to do that? Should I jump into the water without knowing how to swim? No. Can I learn swimming without jumping into the water? No. So what do I do? Prepare notes. Then you jump into the water, although you do not know swimming. Then what will happen? Water will throw out. Water doesn't keep garbage inside. See? So we have to start somewhere. These two things, if you drop from your vocabulary, you will be the happiest person. Two words are why and how. Your question will come, but why and how? We all while away, W-H-Y-L-E. We while away our life by howling at life. How? See? Start, whichever way you start. Now to learn this, look at a child. Be very attentive, very important thing. Good question you ask. Has any child ever asked his parents how to stand up and walk? Has the child asked his mummy, when you were a child, how did you start walking? Did the child ever give up? First time when a child put the steps, he falls down. Imagine, you were that child. That first step you took and you fell down. And therefore you refused to walk. We will become reptiles. See? So the child never gives up. He discovers his own techniques. He never asks anybody. He develops. But how to walk, Then he learns. If I take the support of the wall, I can stand up. If I hold something hanging, then I can stand up. And then that is only one single pointed passion. I have to stand up and walk, nothing else. And then he sees on the dining table, the tablecloth is hanging and everything is kept over there. For him, it's very good to hold and stand, and he holds, and everything comes down and everything breaks. Mother is worried, he is worried. Why you are worried, See, I can stand now. With that technique, with that commitment, continue, you will. Find out your own techniques. Yes, somebody that said.
You had mentioned about extraordinary person, the approach of such person. Isn't that a Hippocratic approach?
Okay. You start as a hypocrite and come to discover that you are that. It is something like this, When somebody asks you a question and you start telling the truth because you don't want to be hypocrite. So somebody asks you, Gupta ji, how are you? Are yaar, kya batao, baitho, Next time nobody will come near you. So be a hypocrite. Gupta ji, how are you? Hey, I am on the top of the world. Really? Yaar, mujhe bhi le chalo. Jagah nahi hai. You are a hypocrite, you are not all right. But you say, slowly, as you think, so you achieve. Who doesn't have problems in this world? Except the dead body. Otherwise, everybody has problem. So because of the problem and miseries, is it justifiable that I am a hypocrite because, although I am miserable, I am not telling the world? No, it is not hypocrisy, it is tolerance. Tolerance is not hypocrisy, it is endurance. And when we convert the endurance into enjoyment, it is spiritual practice. So it is not hypocrisy, neither bureaucracy. We conclude 8:05. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. For every hardware, there is a software required. And without the software, the hardware will never work. And that software is called as our mind. How our mind is. And if we take care of our mind, we take care of all the problems. Because mind is a place where problems exist, and mind is a place where the problems get dissolved. And therefore, when we have to lead to the reality, instead of struggling in darkness, like in the morning session, we have seen in meditation, for us meditation is doing something. See? And when we start doing something, we will never achieve success in anything. Example, you want to sleep. So you put efforts. I want to sleep, I want to sleep. Till you are there, you will never sleep. When you disappear, then the snoring begins. See? So that doership is the basic error. And that doership can be removed, corrected only through knowledge. Therefore, in the 3rd chapter, Bhagavan Krishna says, Prakrute kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma karta aham iti manyate. Things are happening in Prakriti, in matter, in nature. But we, mudhatma means he who is established in foolishness. Such we start thinking, I am doing this, I am doing that. So the basic error is that of the doership. And therefore, this doership is an error of understanding. Therefore, the path of knowledge will help us to discover something which is beyond the relativity. Therefore, now you are all computer experts. There are 2 terms in the computer science. One is the virtual reality, and second is the actual reality. The virtual reality is that which appears, but is not. See? Now that which appears but is not, what can you do about it? Nothing. See? For example, we see the rainbow. This time I was going from where to where in Europe, in England probably. I was going from Birmingham to Scotland. Cloudy weather. We were above the clouds. And such a unique thing I have seen, forgot that day, camera was not with me. I have seen a round rainbow. Can you believe? Rainbow is always half. I have seen a round rainbow. And in the center of that rainbow was the shadow of our flight. And impossible even to imagine. So there are some passengers sitting next to me. I couldn't contain it. I said, hey, would you like to see something rare in life? What is that? I said, you jump outside and see. See? Now, whatever beautiful it may be, but is it there? It only appears. Therefore, that which appears but is not is called as the virtual reality. First. Second thing, this virtual reality may be a useful factor. It may be useful. See, this example I gave you a dozen times. The longitudes and latitudes on the globe, are they there? They are only imaginary lines. But they are useful. Because something appears, because something is useful, does not mean that is real. See? For example, love of the wife for husband and vice versa. Upanishad is very clear about it. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. The wife is dear to the husband not for the sake of the wife, but for his own sake. See, friends. And in this virtual reality, we give a status of actual reality. And therefore, we are miserable in life. See? So, when we are living in this world, we have to come to cognize this fact. What is this simple fact? Anything which appears under a set of conditions is an illusion. This is the fundamental law. Anything which appears under a set of conditions is called as an illusion. Now take few examples to understand it clearly. The sunrise and the sunset. What are the conditions? Conditions are the earth is moving around her own axis. You are conditioned by the earth because you are sitting on the earth. Only then the sunrise and the sunset will be experienced. Imagine you go away from the earth, somewhere in the moon. When you are on the moon, you will not experience the same kind of sunrise and sunset as we experience in this earth, is it not? Therefore, what is happening? The movement of the earth is superimposed on the sun, and we are conditioned by that movement of the earth, and therefore we have an illusory experience that there is a sunrise and there is a sunset. Now take the next example. One day, one father was scolding his son. And when the fathers lose all their arguments and logic, because the son was not born out of logic, it was born out of an error. So, when all the logic was over, the father got angry. I gave you birth, and you behave like this with me? Then the son Uvacha, the son said, he said, Dad, enough is enough. Who told you you gave me birth? I gave you birth. Unless I was born, who called you dad? So the father is the son's father, and the father is also the son of the son. See, confusion. And who is miserable? Both of them as individuals are not miserable. They are miserable as father and son. And what is father and son? It is an illusion. It is not real. See, once you understand this point, life is a fun. Therefore, our fundamentals must be clear. When fundamentals are clear, life is a fun. When fundamentals are not clear, life is mental. Our life is mental. Non-stop questions. Why? Because the sky is too high. See, friends. Therefore, now apply this knowledge. Any experience which demands a set of conditions is an illusion. Now this is the law, now apply it in our life. When knowledge is acquired and applied in one's own life, it becomes wisdom. When knowledge is acquired and it is freely distributed to others, it is called as philosophy. We are all philosophers. And therefore, philosophy is a delayed wisdom. Like all of you must have come to this conclusion. Swamiji, had you come in my life so many years before, I would not have got married. So after getting married, when you come to a conclusion, marriage was a mistake, and therefore you tell the youngsters, hey man, don't get married if you want to be happy. Because in this world there are only two types of people, those who are married and those who are happy. There is no third variety. This is the delayed wisdom. Therefore, the knowledge is this now. Any experience which demands a set of conditions is an illusion. Now apply this one by one, one by one. And then you will see our attempt to solve the problems of life and to reach the goal. Swamiji, I want God realization. What will you do? Second question, have you seen God? Why should I tell you? No. Same question was asked by Vivekananda to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Therefore I am asking. So I tell that boy, you may be Vivekananda, I am not Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Let me remain what I am. See, God realization, it is not in time, space, object or conditions. It is unconditioned experience. See, friends. So when we see, now these thoughts are in our Upanishads, colors and forms are established when vision is functional. Is it not? One Indian minister went to the doctor because he was not able to see properly. Doctor Sahab asked, Baithi, minister was from Bihar, Bhagwan Krishna's relative. So he was asked, ye padho, pad sakte ho? No. Can you read this thing? No. He has increased the size of the letter. 6 feet. Can you read? No. How come? I don't know English. Now to that Dumbo, what the doctor can give the medicine for the eyes? So, the colors and forms are established through the eyes. Eyes are established through the colors and forms. So which is the reality? Get this point. If there is absolute darkness, you have a beautiful vision. Can you see anything? So the vision is established if there are colors and form to operate upon. So they are mutually dependent. Anything which is mutually dependent is supported by a third independent factor. See? In Delhi, many years before, there used to be one old couple from Himachal Pradesh. I used to be a regular visitor. They used to give me good food. That was the only reason. So, one day that old lady died. When I got the news, I was busy with my lectures here and there. So I told him, Papa, I'll come later. He said, okay. After about 10-15 days, I went to see him and then spent some time how government is bad and we are good and how everybody is corrupt and we are not corrupt, etc. This is a simple topic, This is Vedantic topic, you know that? The world is bad and we are good is the underlying principle of Vedanta. See? Virajya Vishaya Vrata Dosha Drushtya Mumurmuhu Swalakshe Niyatavastha Manasaha Shama Uchyate. We can get out of this relative world only when you condemn that. See? Dosha drishtya. And then swalakshe niyatavastha. So when we discard the world, naturally we become self-oriented. This is all the practice of Vedanta. Therefore, if you are condemning others, congratulations. For example, we condemn politics. Then what happens? We don't get into politics. We remain happy. See? So, after about 10-12 days, I went to meet him. And we spoke about all kinds of topics. I had never mentioned about his wife's death. And everything was over. He said, Swamiji, I know why you are a Swami. I said, there are many accidents. This is one. No. All the people came here after my wife died. And they were talking so much about my miseries. And unless I cry, they don't feel that their duty is fulfilled. And in this manner, everybody came, made me miserable and went. But you have not made me miserable. You did not talk anything about my wife's death, that I am miserable, etc. You are a Swami. I said, Papa, I don't know whether you are miserable or not. How can I imagine? Maybe you are happy. Thank God. See? So, when she died, the husband disappeared. The man continues. Who was miserable? The husband was miserable. And who is the husband? Husband is a virtual reality, not the actual one. So how the husband is born? Husband is born on the man. The limitations of the wife are superimposed. See? So the infinite man with the limitations of the wife is called as Mr. Hasiband. See this virtual reality. Once you get this point in your mind, now we start applying this knowledge everywhere. I am a teacher here only if you are students available. So we are in a relative virtual reality. And if I don't remember this, then what will happen? Every time I will start giving upadesh to every Tom, Dick and Harry. I must know that I have to play this drama when I am sitting on the chair. Afterwards, take a cup of tea and enjoy. See, friends, once we get this point, click in your understanding, you will come to discover this waking world, which we make a big issue out of it. This waking world comes into existence only when we are identified with our gross body. See, the moment we are not identified with our gross body, where the world goes. Contemplate on this. Where are we? In Ahmedabad or Surat? When are we? In 2009 or 1948? What are we? Rich or poor, healthy or unhealthy, man or woman, husband or wife? What are we? Nothing. Nobody. Net result, all happiness. Means when we transcend the gross body identification and live in this world, happiness alone is unsullied experience. When we are not identified with the gross body, when the gross world is not existing, we don't suffer the experience of our absence. The gross world is absent. The gross world's Mr. Waker is absent. But we never experience our absence. Our our presence is independent of the gross body and the waking world, the subtle body and the dream world, the causal body and the deep sleep world, and samadhi and the samadhi experience. Come to discover. Discover means it is covered. Covered means it is already there. There is a tarpaulin of ignorance. Just come to cognize. Now in this, where are you reaching, tell me? Nowhere. When are you reaching? No time. It is now and here or nowhere. See, friends, therefore, the fundamental rule that we learn, anything which is dependent on X number of factors for any experience falls in the category of the illusion or the virtual reality. Therefore, take the illusion as an illusion. There is nothing wrong. When you see the mirage waters, when you see the rainbow, you enjoy that, isn't it? In the same manner, live in this world with your wife and children, enjoy, don't suffer. I am not telling you to become Babaji, my market will go down. Continue to be wherever you are, but stop becoming miserable. See, with this understanding, when we start living our life, then we come to the most important factor, that the art of silent eloquence. Now, what is the silent eloquence? Silent eloquence is when we are clear about something, we are absolutely undisturbed. Remaining undisturbed is one of the simplest techniques on the spiritual path to lead to reality. And what is that technique? That technique is the technique of time pass. Live your life as a time pass. When you go to see the movie, what do? You simply silently sit there. Suppose somebody says something. You don't respond. Simply what? At the most, take the tissue paper and clean your nose. That's it. So, let us take life as a time pass. Now understand this principle of time pass. You know what happens? When something is said in Sanskrit, it becomes scripture. And when some same thing is said in English or Hindi, it becomes a bluff. Tragedy. See? This principle of time pass, I'll explain you today. It's a very important principle. Once I went to somebody's house for food as my routine spiritual practice. You try to live like me, then you will understand what happens to my Madhya Pradesh. So, once I went to somebody's house for food. And those people, that lady was busy cooking something. She said, Swamiji, it will take at least 15 minutes. Please don't mind. I said, no, I don't mind. I stomach. Because hungry. Make it quickly. Okay, Swamiji. So I was thinking, what do I do? So they had a son. Swamiji, do you play carom? I said, I never played. I can teach you. I said, okay, teach me. So he took the board and started. Now that fellow had no other business, so he became very expert. And I had never played that. So he was taking one after another. I said, this is not good. I can't get defeated. Then I brought out, 19th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, invoke. And then I asked him, I said, hey, whose picture is this? Is this the picture of Mahatma Gandhi? No, Swamiji, this is, and he started laughing and looking at that picture. I took 3-4 coins and put in mine. Question is, Not how you win. Question is you win. See? And when I was doing this, 2-3 times I did, and 4th time I was caught. When I was caught, he started crying. Mummy, Swami is cheating. I said, don't cry, man. Again you have chance. Again do it. And then we started playing the same technique, but now I started putting the coins from my pocket to his pocket. And meanwhile, the mother said, come on, Swami, food is ready. I said, hey, let's go. No, no, Swami, we have to complete. I said, I agree, I am defeated. Now tell me, 15 minutes, I was staying with that child. What I was practicing was Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. Sukha dukkhe same krutva, labha labho, jaya jayo, tato yuddhaya yujjasva, naivam papam avapsasi. Speaking in English, I was only time pass till the food is ready, is it not? According to the principle of Bhagavad Gita, what I was doing, Sukha dukkhe same krutva, labha labho and jaya jayu, 3 pairs. When we live in this world, when you do something, there are only 2 options. Either we win or we don't win. Jaya, ajaya. When we win, we gain. Labha, alabha. When we don't win, we lose. 3rd pair. When we gain, we are happy. When we lose, we are miserable. See, these are cause and effect. So, when we are living in this world, keep your attention on these 3 pairs. Yes, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Sometimes we gain, sometimes we don't gain. Sometimes there will be happiness, sometimes there will be misery. This is how the life is. See? Can we make a cloth out of the threads going only in one direction? Cloth is made by the threads crisscrossing, is it not? If we want to make something out of the threads going only in one direction, we can make a rope and hang ourselves. If cloth has to be made, the threads must cross each other, is it not? In the same manner, life is a crisscross. थोड़े गम है, थोड़ी खुशियाँ, ये जीवन है. Instead of accepting these facts of life, we struggle in life. And what is the struggle? We get disturbed on every issue. Therefore, same krutva, maintain your equanimity, maintain your equipoise under all conditions. And that is possible only when you know that we are in this world only for a time pass. See? Once I was having one management lecture before the engineers from Mahindra and Mahindra Company, Pune. All new recruits, youngsters, about 50 or 100 of them. So I gave them the chabi of management. Come on, don't work hard, work smart. This is the latest slogan in management. After all that was over, then one person said, Swamiji, although this is not the topic, but after looking at you that you are a Babaji, I want to ask you a question. I said, it is not your fault, it is my fault. I am a questionable personality, come on, ask. And he asked, Swamiji, what is the purpose of life? The moment you attach purpose to your life, you have dug the grave of your own living existence. See? Then I asked him, what type of engineer you are? Are you a softie? Softie means software engineer. No, Swamiji. I said, are you a stone and brick engineer? That means civil engineer. No. Are you a screwdriver engineer? Mechanical engineer? Yes, Swamiji. Very good. Good example. I said, you are a screwdriver engineer. Suppose there are 3 screwdrivers. And you have to tighten somebody's screw, not mine. So you take the first screwdriver, fix the head of the screwdriver into the niche of the screw and try to tighten it. Now, that screwdriver, does it have any function, any purpose? Purpose is for the one who is holding the screwdriver in his hand, is it not? Screwdriver has no purpose. Many times we use the screwdriver not for tightening the things, but even for daat mein kachra aa gaya. People do that. See? In the same manner, we are all screwdrivers. The one who holds us, he has a purpose. Then what is our way of life? Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva atmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. We are here to remain as a fit instrument so that the Lord can pick us up and use for the purpose He has in His mind. See, friend. So we have no purpose in life. Immediately, life becomes relaxed. See? And no purpose in life means what? Keep equanimity. Whatever comes in front of us as a part of our daily routine, do it cheerfully, happily, and as a principle of time pass. There is nothing to be achieved in life. See? One day one person asked me this question, Swamiji, you are a very peculiar Swami. I don't know how to ask you question because you will never reply straight. I said, look here, I am Krishna's devotee. Krishna is not straight. He is crooked. If I remain straight, I don't want to call Krishna as a crooked. So what I do? I am matched with Krishna. 2 crooked lines becomes a design. If there is one straight line, other crooked line, it becomes very conspicuous. No. My question is, where is your ashram? Where is your headquarter? I want to know. I said, are you miserable that I am happy? See? No, unless there was an ashram, had you not gone to some ashram? I said, yes, I have gone. Then why don't you have? I said,